What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to
We're
the Home
back.
Wrestling Podcast.
Who saw that one coming?
Back for a special occasion.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you bet we are. How about that? Sammy, how
Yeah,
are you doing today? Good to see you.
I'm good. I'm really good.
Yeah,
How are
what are you
you?
up to?
Training.
Oh,
Getting ready for all kinds of wrestling competitions. And watched PIAA's last weekend, and wrestling is always on my mind. And so this Rudis match coming up, talked to Mason Beckman and decided we'd plan to talk about this a little bit. So excited for the Rudis card.
dude, it's gonna be dirty, bro. So tomorrow night, Sammy, do you know what time?
I don't. Do you? I was told 6, but I can't double check it. I've looked for it, but I haven't really seen it.
Well,
So
tomorrow night in Las Vegas, Rudis
okay,
Supermatch.
hold on. Did you say Las Vegas?
Is that
Try
not where
again.
it is?
Detroit, Michigan, 6:30 p.m.
Oh,
It's
I don't know
it's
why I
like
said Las Vegas.
yeah, it's for people who are NCAs. It's the Wednesday.
Yeah, and also we
So
would not be allowed to go there because it's 21 and older. So
to the Rudis card.
yeah, that's like what the whole thing is like. They can't have minors in there.
That's terrifying. Okay.
I know it's a
Um.
little disappointing, but right now actually the press conference is going on, I believe, and dude, I am
So
so
don't watch
stoked
us.
for this.
Watch the press conference.
Poor timing on our part. You can watch this
Right. Well,
afterwards.
like we have a choice.
It's all right. But yeah, we are super excited to. We're gonna go and give a little preview of some of the matches that are coming this weekend, or rather Wednesday. And I mean, honestly, like I'm just stoked that card wrestling is back. It's a great
Yeah,
way
me too.
for athletes to like put themselves out there, get paid. Really easy to consume form of wrestling content. I think part of the problem with as a fan, like when you're trying to follow a tournament, it can either be like everything happening all at once, or you watch like a couple matches and you take a couple hour break. You watch a couple matches, you
Right.
take a couple hour break. Um, or you'll have like at PIAA's, like, dude, like during the quarters and semifinals, how many matches are going on of like top ranked individuals wrestling, or even NCAA's? Like, you can't watch it all at once. Whereas a super
Exactly.
match, you are getting the highest quality of opponents, back to back to back. It's as if it were any other, performance or event. It's really entertaining, and I'm very excited to see Rudis put this on. I mean, this is the first one they've ever done, and
I
I have
think
no
I
doubt.
think duels and cards are the best environment for wrestling matches to be watched by fans. You agree?
Yeah, it's I I think so. I mean, I've definitely been in some crazy dual meet environments, and I've been in some crazy like arena tournament settings as well. Um,
Right. Well,
but
you're gonna get
definitely
that
like the
everywhere,
one
so
match at a time makes it a lot more consumable for your
right.
average viewer.
And
Um,
that's what I'm thinking there.
so and honestly, I mean, they definitely struck gold with this super match, and especially with the lineups that they have. Um, Sammy, do you have it pulled up, or you want me to read it off? You know what? I'll go ahead and read it
I
off.
I just lost you there, my friend.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's
Um,
fine. Go ahead.
I was just gonna ask if you wanted to read off the Rudis card,
It's
or
all
if you
you.
want me to. Okay, yeah. So headlining the card, we have Kyle Snyder versus Jaden Cox, followed by I don't. This is probably not the order, but Sarah Hildebrandt, Ronnie Heaton Gross, Rutherford versus Green, Oliver Pantelio, Martinez versus Daringer, Martin versus Hall, Marica versus Bruntill, Moore versus Jackson, Blaze versus Francis, White versus Desi, Henderson versus Gross, Golston versus Shilson, McFadden versus Feinsilver, Henson versus Garvin, and Mendez versus Swiderski. Dude,
That's really good.
here's the coolest thing is like the first match they announced was Snyder versus Cox, and then it just kept getting like they just kept getting amazing matches. It wasn't
When you
like
start when you start with something like that though, that's
it's a tough yeah, it's a tough act to follow, so to
right.
speak. But like every single dude, like Henderson versus Gross is like the ninth match on this list, and that's unbelievable. I have no idea what's going to happen. Um,
Henderson versus Gross. That is such a good match.
isn't that exciting? I mean,
Yeah.
we can get to it, but like it's it's hard to imagine that like if Gross and Cologne can put up like 60 points in 3 matches or something, like Henderson versus Gross is probably going to be similar caliber.
Mhm.
Uh,
No doubt.
so yeah, March 16th, Detroit, Michigan. That's tomorrow. It's exciting.
It is.
And yeah, well, where do you want to start, Sam? You want to start kind of at the bottom, work our way up?
Yeah, let's start the first match, Swiderski versus, Mendez.
Oh, well,
Um,
I'm going to be I actually want to refrain my picks here for the high school matches because I am a high school athlete, and
yeah,
yeah, that's what I want to do.
makes sense. It
But
makes a
if you
lot of
have any
sense.
thoughts on this, I mean, go ahead.
Yeah, so, we can kind of run through these high school matches super fast because, yeah, those are, especially you, these are kinda your competitors here, so, um, it'd be kinda weird to be talking about them. But, I
Exactly.
really like this matchup, Mendez-Swiderski. It's obviously a rematch from Flow Wrestling's Who's Number One, which we're gonna get a couple of those, where Swiderski took it, but, I mean, Mendez is a better wrestler here. He's been on a mission since that loss. I think it kinda caught him off guard, and, honestly, I love both these guys' mindsets. They'll wrestle anyone, anywhere, anytime, and I love that. I love that mindset, and, especially, like, Mendez being on top of the world, he's, like, pound for pound number 1, takes a loss at who's number 1, he wants to wrestle that guy again and wants to
Yeah.
stay after it, and, he always puts it all on the line, so I think this could be a super, super fun match, and a rematch is always fun. So, obviously, it's like 1 versus 2, 2 of the best high school wrestlers in the country. I say Mendez takes it, but I guess we'll see.
Yeah, we will see. And then
Moving
yeah,
forward, you got Henson and Garvin. Um, this one is really good. I love Caleb Henson. I've grown up wrestling with him on teams, uh, and with Team Minion and just wrestling in the South. So, um, I'm super excited for him to be getting all this attention, doing so well on the big stage. Um, obviously he won Fargo this year, and then Hunter Garvin, who was in Who's Number One, wrestled Jackson Arrington, I believe. He's from
that was at
Iowa, two-time
45.
state champ. Yeah, so do you know are the weights posted for this match or what?
Yeah, Mendez and Swiderski are at 45. Garvin and Henson are at 52,
Okay, that's cool. I like
which
those
is
weights.
actually exactly what I weigh.
Right.
So whatever.
So
Um,
this is like really all you.
mhm. Okay. So I'm very excited to see those. I mean, like, dude, like those high school matches, like headline any high school card, and they're like the starter matches pretty much. Um, really, I mean, dude, it's gonna be a great night of wrestling. So, moving on to we got McFadden versus Fine Silver. McFadden training out of the PRTC. He's at one of the assistant coaches for Drexel. And then Fine Silver, is he still out of Duke or are they at the Southeast RTC?
I'm not sure. Not
Yeah, I
sure.
think I last I man, I this is poor journalism because we're not really on top of that. But I mean, Fine Silver and McFadden both extremely seasoned athletes in their own right at NCAA's. I mean, McFadden was a 4-time NCAA All American, and Fine Silver met multiple time All American as well. And I did just lost what I had pulled up. I don't know if these guys have ever wrestled each other before. Sammy, are you aware?
I'm not sure, and I'm disconnected right now for a second, so,
It's all
trying to
right.
figure out what's
I'll keep it going. Um, yeah, I mean, I have I think that McFadden's the more seasoned athlete here. I mean, beating guys such as like Vincenzo Joseph in freestyle matches, competing overseas recently. Also, I know he's being trained by Brandon Slay and teammates with Jordan Burroughs. I
and
have
you're
a lot
not
of faith
biased at
in
all, are we?
Oh, no. Listen, I have a lot
Right.
of faith in that in Mr. McFadden to go get the job done. What about you, Sammy? What are you thinking?
I'm with you, honestly. Obviously, Fine Silver's gotten to wrestle on some pretty pretty dang big stages with Israel, and, I think he's got the skill set. and he could beat McFadden, but I think McFadden's just at a higher place, a higher level of training, higher level of competition lately, and yeah, I think it's really all him this one.
Woohoo! Go Philly. um,
Yeah, go
let's see.
Quakers.
Go Quakers, bro. Well, I
What a
I
weird
the
mascot.
Drexels are the Dragons, I believe. Um,
That's cool.
Sammy, our next match, you want to take it?
I'm still like my computer's frozen up, so all I can do basically talk right now.
Amateur
So
hour over here. We got Aaron
yeah,
Goldson versus
it's been a
Emily
while.
Shilson. Both of these ladies extremely talented. I I believe a couple world medals between the two of them. I have no Sammy, do you know if they've hit or something or competed against each other in recent events?
I really don't think so. Um, we there's lots of I mean, Shilson has just won world titles at every level. I
Yeah.
think except senior.
Yeah. And I know Goldson is a similar caliber athlete. Um, I guess for me, I'm gonna have to go with Shilson here. She's a name that I'm more familiar with, and I think her body of work speaks for herself. Like you said,
Right.
multiple world medals at every age group, and that's not something a lot of these athletes can say. Um, and especially, I mean, dude, how much is 50 kilograms? Because that's what they're competing at. That's
50 kilograms is
like
110.
111 pounds, just about.
Yeah, that's my ballpark right there.
Who are you picking here?
I'm with you, Emily Shilson. She's proved it on every level. I mean, I don't think Golson's made a senior team ever, never won a world gold medal at any level, and Shilson has, and so
Golson has a really good opportunity.
kind of got to give the edge
Yeah,
to her.
Golson really has a good opportunity here to knock over, take out someone of that caliber,
A
and that's
really
really
big
good.
name.
Yes, and that I mean that'll be good for everyone else too to continue to understand more of the depth here at these weights in our women's. So moving on, Evan Henderson versus Seth Gross. We've had both these guys on our podcast.
We
Um,
have.
I interviewed Evan Henderson. Seth Gross he's helped us out a lot over the years.
We interviewed him too a
Dude,
long time ago. He's like
oh,
one of our first.
you're back. It's good to see you.
I'm back, but it's still freezing up. I'm just lucky to have a camera.
You're a lucky guy.
Um, yeah,
So, man, I don't even really know where to start. Dude, so Seth Gross right now he had been competing at 57 for the Olympics, and it looks like this match is at 65. So right off the bat, it's going to be really interesting to see how Seth competes at a heavier weight class. I mean, he's been extremely competitive at 57. But we also know that
right.
he gets really big too.
He does.
To make that 125 and a half pounds, that's ridiculous. So much for him.
Yeah,
So
no doubt.
I think I'm anxious to see how he can compete up there against a bigger competitor in Evan Henderson. But I mean, like I said earlier, they're both the potential for high scores here in this match is just pretty unmatched. Looking at the whole card, I mean, Evan Henderson, big throws, honestly dangerous in almost all positions, big four potential. Whereas, Seth Gross, similar caliber, excellent on top. But what's different is that he can, he's not afraid to continue rolling with someone who's throwing up a lot of points. I mean, when he wrestles Joe Cologne, like I said earlier, like 25 points on the board
Yeah,
routinely. I mean, what was the one card, the Beat the Streets card,
beat the
did they wrestle?
streets
And it was like
16 to
14 to
18 or something.
yeah, it was it was nutty. Multiple lead changes and um so I'm I have no reason not to believe that it's going to be a similar similar bout here tomorrow night. Um I just because they're at different weight classes, I don't really know if I can make an effective pick, but I think I would
Yeah,
argue I think I'd go with Henderson just because he's more established at 65 kilograms and we kind of know what we're going to get with
right.
him.
Um, I'm just for the fun of it, I'm gonna go Seth Gross. It's his birthday today, which is kind of
I
cool.
mean, Seth Gross, happy birthday. We're your
Yeah,
biggest fans.
we are.
Um, Even though I'm not going to Wisconsin, but Love you guys.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. I have the next match pulled up here, even though Sam has disappeared. Um, we have Derek White versus Amar Desi. Um, both of these guys, All Americans in NCAA. White, who made an NCAA final, fell to Anthony Cassar there. Both of these guys have been competitive on the senior level. I mean, at 125, you're kind of behind names like Gable and Gwiz and Mason Paris. But both of these guys are pretty established on the ladder. Um, in my eyes, it's hard to not pick Derek White because I believe that White has more athletic offense that he's more consistently able to get to. Um, I think that I'll just say I'm not a heavyweight wrestler, but the trend over the last 5-10 years has definitely played more towards athletic heavyweights. Guys who are able to move and change level quickly. I mean, both of these guys are really big dudes, but I've just seen a lot more of that athleticism out of Derek White, and so I'm personally going to pick White here in this match. Sammy, are you still there? Awesome. Solo show right now, Jude Swisher. So we're going to move right on to our next match, 97 kilograms, Colin Moore versus Nate Jackson. Colin Moore training out of Ohio State. He's a Buckeye. Nate Jackson right now out of the NJRTC. I mean, I want to say these guys have wrestled. Forgive me if I'm not remembering, but they've got pretty different styles. I mean, Nate Jackson has these big cram doubles, and he goes and he has outside level changes, and he can get to legs really quickly from a lot of space, and with the ability to get through and up, up and through his opponents, with big four potential. He had a really close match with Jaden Cox in the flow card they wrestled at, I want to say a couple months ago. So, Nate Jackson, he's beaten Mark Hall. He's, competed for the World Olympic team trials, like really established guy. On the other hand, you have Colin Moore, unbelievable athlete at the NCAA level, has transitioned into, college or rather senior level competition extremely well, and he's been kicking butt. He has an excellent fireman's carry, outside dump. It's hard to imagine that his path forward against Jackson doesn't involve some sort of get your hands on the guy, move your hands, move your feet, get close in, try to limit that athletic gap between them. Something I think about in my own wrestling is I am not a necessarily fast and, I don't have a lot of potential to travel large distances very quickly. Man, like when I wrestle a kid like that, I got to get my hands on him. That evens the playing field athletically. So, I think Colin Moore, when he's wrestling Jackson, like the more you can be in close, be in your ties, looking for your outside dump and your fireman's carry. I think that is really where you're gonna shine here. As far as a pick, I honestly, I don't know. I think like if either of them get to where they're good, it's gonna play into their strengths. If Colin Moore is effectively able to, level the playing field athletically against Jackson, then he'll be able to. I think he can find a path to victory there. And whereas Jackson, like you can keep distance, keep space, get Colin Moore biting on your fakes. I think you have a excellent path to victory there as well. I'm gonna pick Colin Moore. Actually, I don't I don't know. Maybe I'll pick Jackson just because he's a little more established on the senior level. We've seen him compete at a really, really against high levels of competition, with wins over guys like Mark Hall and close matches with Jaden Cox. But again, I think this is a really toss up, and this speaks to the depth on the card. Like, this is not a marquee matchup, and it is still like some of the best wrestlers in America, in the world, competing at a really high balanced level. And it only speaks to the quality of the event itself. So moving on a little bit further, Miles Martin versus Mark Hall. Holy smokes. Both of these guys are NCAA champions, multiple NCAA finals appearances out of these guys. Mark Hall, in gearing up for 2021 Tokyo appearance, was unable to qualify for the Olympic team trials. He fell to Nate Jackson in the last chance qualifier there, whereas Miles Martin, performed very well at the Olympic team trials. Was at 86. However, it's just hard. I mean, you're behind a guy like David Taylor, Bo Nickel, like it's going to be hard to make up those gains. Martin, I believe, training out of the OSU RTC, or rather Ohio or Buckeyes RTC, and Mark Hall training out of a little place like that. So PRTC strong. I have faith that Mark is going to get it done here. He's growing more into the weight class. I think that when we saw him compete at trials, he was still a little undersized, whereas now he's had a full 6-8 months to continue to grow from that experience. Again, more time training with Jordan Burroughs. I mean, he went with Burroughs to Worlds, and he was his primary training partner there throughout that whole process. It's hard to imagine that Mark Hall is going to be, the severe underdog here in this matchup. Whereas, Martin, on the other hand, is like very established at this weight class. I mean, competitive with Bo, competitive with David, and he also has, excellent training partners, excellent coaches there at Buckeye RTC. I personally am going to take Mark Hall, no bias. Also, I know that Mark Hall throws a mean dodgeball, and I'm not looking to be smoked by that. So, but very excited for that matchup once again. Moving on, 97 kilograms. This is a doozy, man. This is a doozy. Imar versus Alex Deringer. Oh, geez. What? Deringer was a 3-time champ. Imar was a 2-time champ. 5 NCAA championships between the two of them. It doesn't get much better than that. Deringer has been competing at a very high level at 86. Imar actually was down at 74, and now they're both kind of meeting in the middle at 79. Imar's had a lot of success, wrestling at this weight class. When he competed against Jordan Burroughs at 74 back in 2018. He took 2019. He took a match from Burroughs, being the first domestic American to beat him in since Kyle Dake did almost like 6 years earlier. So Imar is an extreme fierce competitor here. He's got world-class underhooks, and Sam Herring is back.
Oh, goodness gracious.
I just freeballed for,
I was listening.
like 4 matches.
I was listening.
Were there any errors really in what I was saying? Was there anything wrong with it?
No, man, I think you're good. You're you're just not the smartest, but
Oh, well,
it's okay.
maybe I should have been the one to get
You're
dropped
also
out.
you're also sounding very UPenn biased, but I love
What?
it.
No, no. I skipped over a couple matches that we can discuss more.
Okay.
But kind of just recap. Henderson versus Gross. We don't really know what's going to happen there.
Right.
White versus Desi. I picked Derek White. Who are you picking?
Desi, no doubt.
Really? Have they competed?
Yeah.
Have they wrestled before?
Oh, man. I feel like there's no way they haven't, but I can't think of it.
I wish there was a wrestle stat. Is there a wrestle stat for
No.
domestic freestyle competitions? Who do we got to get on for that?
I don't know, man. Those guys are so busy. I don't.
You're like, I don't feel like we should get on anybody about it.
Yeah. No, the only people that I know are the WrestleStat guys, Dan Seifring and Greg Anderson. And
I have a WrestleStat shirt. Maybe I should wear that instead.
I do too. I wear it all the time. It finally fits me because they sent it to me like 2 or 3 years ago. So
they sent me a large. They're like, yeah, that's all we got. And I was like, I'll take it, man. I love WrestleStat. That was right in the middle of our our All-American duels things for like the top 10 schools. I don't remember, but it was
Yeah,
like I was on WrestleStat maybe 6 hours a day, just like
yeah.
comparing stats. It was really
Whenever I commentate, it's me using WrestleSat all the time.
yeah. Well, we need one for freestyle, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, we
Okay,
do.
Derek White versus Mardezi. You're picking Desi.
Amardezi.
I picked Derek White.
Okay.
Okay.
Derek
Kennedy
White hasn't
Blades.
competed in like a year and a half.
Yeah, but he's a jacked human being,
Yeah.
really strong.
Desi competed at Tokyo.
But Derek White, really strong.
So is Desi.
Let's talk about Kennedy Blades and Victoria Francis.
Okay. Are they the
What
same
weight?
weight? I feel like this is a huge size advantage for
I
Victoria
was
Francis.
I was gonna ask you that because what weight was Francis at for trial like Tokyo trials?
I don't know. Was this Blades' weight too?
Blades made the finals against uh shoot
Tamara?
was it Tamara and then Kylie Welker made the finals against Adeline.
She made the finals of 68 kilograms. And yeah, I feel like this is going up for her.
Yeah, it's interesting to see. I don't even know how much that weighs.
So Victoria Francis, in my opinion, did not look very good. And Victoria Francis has been wrestling 76 kg.
So this is
She,
coming
she
down from Francis and
she
up for
wrestles
a meet in the
Adeline all
middle.
the time.
They're meeting in the middle here at this weight.
I guess so.
Interesting.
Yeah, wow.
I'm
Man,
going
that's a really
personally. I'm
big
going
size
with
advantage.
Francis. Sammy, I'm going with Francis, just because I think she's a more seasoned athlete.
Did you watch her at Battle at the Ballpark by chance?
I didn't watch Battle at the Ballpark. I didn't watch any matches.
You missed out. It was like straight domination for you.
I
It was
was
a really
competing
cool.
at the time, and I
Well, that's no excuse.
okay.
Um,
Sorry.
yeah, you should be. No, so Victoria Francis did not look very good. She was like one of the few American wrestlers that didn't absolutely dominate, and it was like a super close match. She like looked gassed, out of shape, and I was just kind of disappointed. And I'm starting to think that I'm gonna pick Blades, but I mean the size advantage is what's scaring me.
Yeah. Well, we've also what weight did Francis wrestle at Battle of the Ballpark at? Do you know what weight that was?
Nope.
Okay, great.
I'll
We are
look.
awesome journalists. So,
I mean, yeah.
let's move on to Moore versus Jackson. I already kind of talked about these guys. I
She
am
wrestled
picking
76.
what?
She wrestled
Oh,
76.
dude, how in the world is she gonna be competitive 4 kilograms lighter? That's 8 pounds.
I think they're weighing in tonight though.
They already made weight. It's all done.
That's so dumb. I hate day before weigh-ins.
Colin Moore versus Nate Jackson. I could
Mm,
not pick because I think these guys are both very good at what they do. And
that's
so
really tough.
really and I think they're pretty different wrestlers because Jackson wrestles a lot from space. Moore wrestles in his ties because he's looking, he's got that
They did
dump.
wrestle.
Who won?
Colin Moore, 12-6.
Okay. Well,
Colin Moore also just wrestled the Yasar Dogu and got bronze.
I think the key for this match is whoever can get to where they are the best.
Mm-hmm.
Like if Jackson is able to keep space and keep more biting on his fakes, I mean, like there's no reason we can't see a cram double.
Yeah.
Whereas Colin,
Cram.
if I'm Colin, I've got to get to my ties as quick as possible, dig an underhook.
No
That's
doubt.
what I'm looking for. So
Um, so
Miracle Bruntill.
Dyson Gould chiming in.
I have no
know this.
idea. I met
I
John
have no
Kozak
clue.
at Fargo, and I like him very much.
He's a good dude, but I can't answer this. You
Nor
tell
can
me.
I. I'm not a rep. What do I? Am I a wrestling journalist or something? Like I don't know.
We're just
Clearly not.
wrestlers now.
Um,
We're definitely just wrestlers now.
that I will not lie. I
Good
It
at
has
it.
been much harder for me. The more I've poured into my own wrestling, it's been harder for me to care about other people's wrestling. If that
I
makes
totally
sense.
agree.
But
I like when I watch wrestling, I don't even think as a fan much, you know? I just watch it for technique.
Well, I'm with you. I'm with you.
So I
Um,
kind of like it. I think our time was well spent, but slowly moving on. But like Jordan Burroughs is like one of the best broadcasters, and you know whatever. Whenever he talks on a podcast or an interview, he's really
Jordan
really good. And
Jordan
so
is really comfortable in his own skin, and he's really easy to like. The way he talks is he's just very calculated with what he's gonna say.
yeah,
Um, I've had the pleasure of speaking with Jordan on a couple occasions, and it's just very much like you talk to him and you're like almost like absorbed. Um, it's pretty cool. So let's talk about Miracle versus Bruntill. I
did we
don't know
skip
who
over that
to
one, or
what
did we
did
skip over that one?
I skipped over that one on accident. I jumped to Martin
Okay,
versus Mark Hall. I got too excited. I like
that's
that.
fine. Who'd you pick? That was
I
that was
mean,
rhetorical. We know who you picked.
ugh, excuse me, Sam. Break down this match for me. Miracle versus Bruntill.
Hmm, where is that one? What match is that? I don't see it.
Here,
Oh, this is match 11. So you skipped over Imar and Derringer.
no, I was just look. Here's the thing I'm
You're
going off
just
of.
jumping around.
There's
You're just
like this
jumping
thing
around.
here, and I'm going off of that little thing. I just sent it to you.
That's fine. I mean, I got the matches pulled up in match order, so I'm like one step ahead of you. Um,
Imagine doing that, being prepared.
Imagine that's not us. Okay, this one seems really simple to me, to be honest. It's Kayla Miracle's world, and we're all living in
We're all facts, bro.
it.
We're all
I mean,
there's a couple. There's a couple of
she's won like a
athletes.
bunch of silver medals, big old silver, big silver medals. She wrestled in the Olympics for Team USA, which is a really tough thing to do.
This
You know.
is excellent commentary, Sammy.
Okay, thank you. You talk. It's Kayla Miracle.
She wrestled in the Olympics. That's hard. That's hard to do.
I'm saying it's super tough to make the Olympic team, and Emma Brentil did not do that. Kayla Miracle is also up a weight. She's from 65 kg, I believe. But she wrestled 62.
This is like I guess it's her competitive weight class then.
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
Who do you
so
have?
I guess we're picking Kayla Miracle.
Yes.
Okay, great. Uh,
Let's go
briefly,
back to Daringer Imar.
no, well, I was gonna go with Martin and Hall because I'm looking at my thing, but go ahead,
Okay,
talk about your thing.
Daringer Imar. You go first, so I can make fun of you.
Um, I don't know who to pick because I think these guys are both so very, very good. Um, and it's interesting because they're both good at kind of similar things. I think they're both really good at punching underhooks.
Yeah,
Obviously Imar's throw by and his snaps from his underhook are just almost like they're world class.
no
Um,
doubt.
and Daringer has an excellent outside step. He also has a beautiful fireman's carry from an overhook. So, um, I kind of want to pick Imar here because I think his body of work is more
They
robust.
wrestled like a couple months ago.
No, where?
World Team Trials. The
Who
winner
won?
got Burrows. See if you can piece it together. We're doing a little deduction
No, I don't remember that.
exercise. It was Daringer. Daringer won 6-1. It was like handily. Imar never even got close to scoring. Every time Daringer tried to score, he scored.
What weight was it
And
at?
then 79.
Interesting. I didn't watch that match. I'm sorry. My apologies.
Mm-hmm. It's all right.
Well,
I got you
are,
back.
are you picking Daringer again here?
Yeah, no doubt. I think he might get tech. I don't even think he's gonna be close.
That's you realize how like ridiculous that is for us to like just say like that.
I'm gonna go out and be harsh. I'm gonna go out and be harsh right now.
Isaiah Martinez is gonna like.
Is Isaiah Martinez is not good anymore.
Well, we'll see. We'll see here in a couple days.
Daringer is like number 5 in the world.
Daringer's pretty stinking tough.
Yeah.
Is this going to be their competitive weight for a while? Like both at 97.
Try again. Oh, the
79.
weight.
Got it
There you
backwards.
go.
You're just embarrassing me,
Yeah.
Sam. You get me all flustered.
It's all right. It's all in love. Yeah, no. I think it's gonna be decisive win for Derringer.
Yeah. Sorry.
Hip hip hooray! You there? Okay, next match. Jordan Oliver, Pantelio.
So,
It's 70 kilograms.
if I recall, Pantelio beat Jordan Oliver in the super bracket thing they had, right?
Yep.
Was that the last time they competed?
Yes. It was first round.
I'm a very big Alec Pantelio fan. I almost
That was
just
December of 2020, I think.
of 2020. I thought it was later than that. How
December
are you so
2020.
good with dates?
I have information
You're a brilliant
pulled up.
human being.
I'm not really
Um,
not that good with dates. I just have
so
stuff pulled up.
dude, Pantelio is such a special kryptonite, I think, for Oliver because he's so solid in the places where Oliver excels,
Right.
right? And where
And
he was sorry, go ahead.
if you look at Jordan Oliver's experience internationally, he oftentimes really struggles with the Eastern European guys and Bajrang, because Bajrang just wrestles like the Eastern European guys, like a
Yeah.
really high paced Iranian kind of. And those guys, like with really good underhook offense and a lot of forward pressure, give Jordan Oliver a lot of trouble because he likes space and he likes dropping out of ties, like every Oklahoma State wrestler does.
Yeah.
And so like deep underhooks and a lot of forward pressure, a sugar foot stance, all stuff that Pantelio has really counters him. And so I think it's just an awful style matchup. And Pantelio's really in the peak of his career. I think Jordan Oliver's, closing in on about 30. This is a
Yeah.
low weight. He's always struggled with weight. And with day before weigh-ins, obviously it doesn't really matter that much. But I still think they give the nod to Pantaleo here.
Yeah, I agree. And especially, like I was saying, Pantelio excels in those places that or I guess like defensively where Jordan is, relies on his offense. I mean, like Jordan has this great like back step double, like dropping, like you said, dropping from ties straight into it. Like Pantelio like we saw in their match, like Pantelio gets really low and he eats those with his face. And he's
Right,
like
he does.
instantly can transition
It
to
looks like you
his
did too.
re-attacks from there. Sorry, say.
It looks like you ate one to your nose right
You
there.
did. You gotta do what you gotta do sometimes.
Good head hand.
Yeah, man. I'm stoked for that match. I'm picking Alec Pantelio here as well. So, um, you go ahead, Sam. Where do we want to take it next?
Zane James Green.
Zane versus James Green. Did we not talk about Martin versus Hall yet?
I thought you already did. We can go back to that
Well,
one.
I never got your pick. I picked
Okay,
Martin Hall.
Mark Hall.
Okay, swag. All right.
He beat him at the Pelican, didn't he?
I don't know. I didn't know if they had wrestled or not. I know that
I think they
Martin
did.
competed at trials and Hall did
They
not.
wrestled last year.
I know that Martin competed at trials and Hall did not because Hall lost to Nate Jackson at last chance. So
He pinned him. Mark Hall pinned him.
yeah, I do remember that. I
Yeah.
do. That was
Double
awesome.
leg, classic double leg Peterson.
Yeah, it was nutty. It was that one was silly, bro. It was like
Yeah.
yeah, and he like squashed him. And
And
then he stood up and he like
I know you probably said it all, but Mark Hall training with Jordan Burroughs is not gonna get much better.
that is what I said as well. I
So
was just like he's in a really good position right now. So, okay. Zane Rutherford, James Green. My first initial thought is like James Green is the king of 70 kilograms. Like this is where he's really super, super good. We saw these guys wrestle at 65. It was pretty much all Zane there. But now they're both moving up a weight class. The only reason I think, not the only reason, but a big reason I think I'm leaning towards Zane is because we saw Zane compete at 70 kilograms and looked like Zane. He looks great. Just a little bit,
Ramonazov.
A little bit stronger.
or Ramazanov,
You're killing it, bro. Um,
whoever that guy is.
I I think it's going to be hard for me not to pick Zayn because I think stylistically it plays a lot more into Zayn's wheelhouse, especially
Penn
if
State
he's.
homer.
I'm unbiased, bro. I'd pick James Green if I thought he was going to win. I just think
Yeah,
it stylistically it plays into Zayn's wheelhouse, especially like the more he can get to his ties and stuff. And I think also
I'm
um,
becoming more Penn State biased. It's not good, Jude.
someone clip this for when he commits here in 4 years.
4 years. That's a long time away.
Isn't it?
Yeah,
It'll fly by. It'll be like that.
I don't
Um,
think so.
so I think that yeah, it's hard for me to pick against Zayn because I think he's gonna do really well
You're
here.
picking Zane?
Yes.
I'll pick James Green for the fun of it. Because I'm really, really even here, and I'm not going to let any Pennsylvania bias sway me. So I'm going James Green.
Okay, good. I like it. And then now we're going to Sarah Hildebrandt.
Last match. Well, last undercard match.
Sarah Hildebrandt versus Rana Gross. Dude, it's got to be
Terribly,
Sarah.
terribly sorry, but this one won't be close.
It's I.
It's going to
It's
be a tech fall with a leg lace.
it's gonna be. Yeah. It's no. It's it. I don't know. It's interesting to me that this is a. I'm saying
The,
this
only,
respectfully,
the
but
only
like,
husband wife in a card,
well,
probably
I know,
like
but just
ever before.
like why, like as a in terms of like a more like marquee matchup, it seems to me like Sarah is the large favorite here. Like it's like the disparity is pretty great.
Yeah, she's number one in the world. I'm pretty sure.
I I mean, why for a marquee matchup then?
I have no clue. I feel like I could pick a lot more. Like, especially as far as girls matchups go.
Yeah,
Um, I mean the Blades one. I'd say switch those two out.
yeah.
Blades and Francis. Those are two really really high level wrestlers.
Maybe because Blades isn't as a comp like established on the senior level yet. I mean, like she
As
hasn't
Rana
been.
Gross,
I don't know.
I
I'm
think
just
those two are pretty close. Yeah. Um, I think the idea here is because both girls are Rudis sponsored.
Rana is too.
Yeah,
Yeah, probably. Well, and then but then why not? Never mind. Maybe I'm just overthinking it. But you'd figure like Colin Moore, who's a Rudis athlete, or
that's a
um,
men's match.
I'm just saying like maybe make that one more marquee.
I'm telling you that's why is because they already got a men's match as or yeah, men's freestyle match as the main event, so they're gonna have women's freestyle as
That's good. Well, they should.
triple.
Um,
Yeah,
but we're both picking Sarah, and that gives us a little bit more time to talk about the marquee matchup: Kyle Snyder versus Jaden Cox. I can't believe I'm saying that. Like after all these years, it's actually going to happen.
yeah.
Fingers crossed.
You want to know something weird?
Lay it on me.
Okay, there was talk of Jaden Cox going up in 2019. I would have totally picked Kyle Snyder like that. 2020
Yeah,
Olympic trials come around, and Cox is bumping up. I was like, all right, there's no doubt Cox is winning. Like my mind had changed after 2019 Worlds. I was like, Cox will dominate this match. Then they get canceled. 2021 trials rolls around. They're in the same weight, and I still said Cox would win, but I was not quite as sure because I'd seen him perform kind of badly on some cards and stuff. Well, he missed weight and since then. Um, I like my mind has gone completely 360, 180. That is,
hmm
and like I'm 100% sure Snyder's winning two straight.
really.
Yeah,
I know you're a fan of like if you're gonna pick someone, you got to pick him in two straight.
yeah. There are rare cases where it goes otherwise.
So,
I don't even know why. I feel like I've given an example of why you would pick something else, but I can't think of one.
um, I think a reason for that would be like maybe like big move potential or something. Remember when like Jason Nolf went 3 matches with Imar, even though
Yeah.
Imar kinda blanked him in 2 matches. In the last one, he caught him.
Hmm.
Um, so, I mean, where do we start? Like, these guys have wrestled how many times
They
during
wrestled
the
so
I
much.
actually
That
I can
dates back
pull
to
up their
Fargo,
history.
right?
Um, let me pull up their history. I have it saved here. Bear with me.
They wrestled at Fargo
Yeah.
a long time ago.
Yeah, I believe the story there is they met at the semifinals in both Greco and freestyle, and then the winner of each went on to win the entire event.
Hmm. And they
Um,
traded. I think there shouldn't be a best out of three. It should be Greco and freestyle and folk style.
they should.
Just
That's
kidding.
you're right. That's what they should have done.
No,
Okay,
that was a joke.
so
Freestyle is
NCAA
the only style that should ever be competed in the sport.
what?
Freestyle. Get rid of the other two.
I'll take. Um, NCAA semifinals in 2015. Snyder wins 3-2. 2015 U.S. Open. Snyder wins 4-3. 2016. They both were at Rio. Snyder winning the gold and Cox winning the bronze. And then between 2017 and 2019, they wrestled. They were Kyle Snyder was gold, bronze, silver at World Championships. Cox was bronze, gold, gold. And then at Tokyo, obviously, due to a weight error, they were not able to compete. So
Yeah.
we are,
And Snyder went on and got silver, and Cox sat at home.
yeah, and it's kind of a harsh way to put it, but yes, that is what
Sorry.
happened.
Do you remember when David Taylor tweeted about Jaden Cox like choking in the semis at Worlds or Olympics or something one year?
No, I do not.
It's 2017. It was really bad. There was like this big ordeal where Jaden Cox lost in the semis and David Taylor tweeted like, "Come on, bro, you get this opportunity and you squander it." It was
Vaguely, I do
crazy
vaguely remember that. I don't know why are you bringing that up now, but yeah, I do.
because I just was thinking about Cox's history and I said something about him sitting at home and it made me think of David Taylor sitting at home and
Hey, let's get this back on track, okay?
we are on track. We're talking about Jaden Cox's history.
Here's why I think Kyle Snyder is going to win.
Okay.
In addition to uh continually competing
Mm-hmm.
over recent months, I think I wrote down my notes because I was anticipating a fight. um so Kyle has a really high pace and he wrestles he like pushes for offense continually through his matches. What he wrestled at the Sardogu, right? And like pretty much throughout the entirety of his matches, he was looking for scores. Which we can't say about Cox. Cox does not always fulfill that. I mean, he has close matches with guys like Nate Jackson, for example.
Right.
The other reason I think Snyder's going to be good here is because he has really clean finishes. When he gets to a leg, he gets up and through his opponents, taking away a lot of scramble opportunity. I really think the only athlete kind of bar Sajalayev that we've seen shock Snyder was
Mohammedian.
Yeah, and that was like so jarring because we never seen anyone do that to Snyder.
Right.
Um,
How about
that it's
who's the guy that beat him in the semis at Worlds when he got bronze?
it was it was Sharifov.
Sharifov. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just like I don't know. I really have a lot of faith that Snyder can get it done here, especially like obviously Cox is extremely talented. His shot defense is probably some of the best in the world.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that like I think there's almost no one else who can compete against uh Cox as much as Snyder can in that category. Like his
Yeah.
ability to finish clean, I think will make a huge difference here.
Mm-hmm. I do too. It's got to be a big hand fighting match for Snyder. If they're hand fighting the whole time, I don't think Cox can go 6 minutes.
That's an interesting thought. Maybe.
It's an
I
accurate
mean,
thought. It's an accurate thought.
I
It's not
wonder
just
if
interesting.
the sweat is going to play a dude.
You know, that's actually I actually do want to touch on. I hope this mat is good. It's got to be like it's gonna be Rudis card. It's gonna be a new mat, and we've had some issues with that on cards before.
Yeah.
And Jaden Cox and new mat combo could be bad.
It'd be ice skating competition out there.
It could be an ice skating competition. Be straight hockey.
Jeez. So, but we're both picking Snyder.
Yeah, and I'm picking him in 3.
Why?
I'm kidding. I don't pick matches in 3.
I will pick Snyder in 2 because I'm not a silly goose.
I am too. Well,
we did it, bro.
I'm excited. 6:30 tomorrow night, Detroit, Michigan. If you're at NCAAs, like, why not go?
Yeah, facts. Everyone who's there should just go to the other match first. I'm jealous. I will not be at either of those competitions.
Let's go to St. Louis next year.
Okay, I will be there. You'll see me there.
Credentials.
I will.
Which means we have to produce content. So maybe we should just buy tickets.
No, that'd be crazy talk. And
you'll be in college.
2025. It's in Philly. I'll see you there.
I'll still be in high school.
It'll be awesome. Okay.
Yeah, I'll be a junior in high school.
It's so weird. Why are you so young? I'm gonna graduate in 2 months.
Wow. You'll be wrestling in that, winning an NCAA title.
Exactly. That's what I'm gonna do, man. I'm so excited for it.
I'm excited for you. So it ought to be fun. Yeah, I think they should have Matt Derlin and Ben Askren wrestle on this card to finish it off. Mason Beckman.
I think we should have Burroughs and Askren go again. Actually, let's have him do an MMA fight. Don't give
Askren attention for something he doesn't deserve.
Dude, that would be so interesting if they had an MMA fight.
Ooh, Askren's too big. I don't want to see Jordan Burroughs lose.
Yeah, they're dangerous, bro.
I've got to be like the biggest Jordan Burroughs fan out there.
Yeah. Well, I think that kind of wraps it up. Thank you guys.
Wait, are you a big Jordan Burroughs fan now too, or no?
I like Jordan Burroughs a whole lot.
No, I mean more now because he's at UPenn.
Yeah, I'm a fan of my team, right?
Right. Okay.
And I've had the experience, like the pleasure to have conversations with him, and he's a really great guy, and he's fiercely supportive of his team and his family, and it's hard not to respect a guy like that. So yeah,
I agree.
Jordan Burroughs fan. But yeah, so thank you guys for tuning into another Home Advantage Wrestling podcast live. Live stream. Thanks for bearing with us through all the highs and the lows of the stream. It's been a while. It's been 3 months since we last recorded a podcast.
And that one was like no technology. We just sat down in the studio and talked.
Dude, I did like doing the stew though. I feel like if we lived closer together and we could like do that more often, it would be easier for us to record. What?
Yeah, we just meet at his house.
Yeah, it would be so easy. Like we.
I get to see him this weekend, I think.
Are you going to?
Yeah, Keystone States.
He was at PIAA's, and he should be there at Keystones.
Yeah, sweet. I'm excited.
Okay.
I get to wrestle at the state tournament again because Pennsylvania's
done. They doubled up. Tournaments.
So yeah, I'm excited.
Okay. I'm it, bro.
Goodbye, everyone. Thank you for listening. Until next time, hopefully.
Thank you, Rudis, for putting on this awesome card. We appreciate you guys very much.
4 months or so, we'll do a podcast on like me going to World or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Bye-bye.
See you guys.